As the most unbiased track and field fan, I must admit, it's simply over. And I'm a firm believer of when someone shows you who they are, believe them. There's been many concerns in the past about Sha'Carri Richardson when it came to her race pattern, her mentality when it comes to approaching races, and things of that nature, but her talent was never in question. Since her collegiate days as a freshman at LSU, when she broke the collegiate record running 10:75, 18, 19 years old, she's always been running with a poor start and a great finish, and that's just been her style. But then she would tend to go to bigger meets and bigger races and line up against, close competitors. But most of the time she was better than them and faster than them and more talented. But she would seem to be spooked a little bit and then just run a completely horrible race. It's almost like the names would be too big, the lights would be too bright, and she would just always underperform. Even if there's people that she's way more talented than, she would just simply underperform. Girls who are running times now at 24, 25 years old that she was running at 18 years old, that she simply can just beat anytime she wants to beat them. But something is off, and it's been off since the start of her career. And now it's time to address the elephant in the room. Is Sha'Carri Richardson time up? Is her time over? And is it time to move on to the next? And I say yes. Now, I'm a big fan of Sha'Carri Richardson. We come from the same city, grew up in the same environment. And she was the first person that I have ever seen go to that level and do big things in college and as a professional. But last year in Budapest, it really showed me a lot. I saw that when she got next to competition who could start with her or even just be in similar proximity as her, she would seem to falter in those races, get out really, really slow. She typically had an okay start, but when she get next to these people, I guess it would affect her mentally and she just couldn't recover. And when she's against, competitors that she's just way better than, like every woman in the United States, she'll just have a terrible start, but she'll easily come run them down with no hesitation because her confidence will be high and through the roof. But when she gets to races with girls who can run in a similar range as her, most of the time don't have a faster time than her, but can run in that range, she typically doesn't win. And she typically has the worst start we've ever seen. And she never recovers. And she, most of the time, don't even get second place. She gets something really bad and run a terrible time. And that was no different in this year's Diamond League final. This was the rematch that a lot of people were anticipating, especially coming off the loss in the Olympics in Paris. People wanted to see Sha'Carri Richardson versus Julian Alfred. They raced last week. Sha'Carri got that win. So it was the time to settle the best 2 out of 3. And we saw the result. Sha'Carri Richardson, she got out. She had an okay start for her standards. And it's like after she came out of her drive phase, she saw that, I'm next to Julian Alfred, and she just gave up. She simply just stopped running. I think it's like taking a toll on her mentally. And I've seen a lot of people also mention that she needs a new coach and her coach isn't good and she needs to work on her start. But her start has been the same her whole career. She ran 10:75 and broke the collegiate record as a teenager with that same start. She won a world championship title with 10:65, the fastest time she's ever ran with that same start. Her start isn't the problem. Her coach isn't the problem. She's the problem. She has the most talent out of every woman running right now. Out of every woman sprinter participating this year, she has more talent than all of them. But she has the mindset of a pigeon. She has the mindset of a roly-poly. And despite being immensely talented, when it's time to go out there and perform, and there's at least decent women out there, she's going to struggle mentally to get the job done. And that's why I didn't have her winning this race today, but I didn't have her getting last. I had her getting second. Just like at the Olympics, I didn't have her winning the Olympics. I had her getting second because I know in these high intensity and high level races that she typically falters. And especially if she's in a mix next to these people, she's going to have one of the worst starts she's ever had and fall back and then at least run herself back into second. But today, This was ridiculous. Fully healthy, 1123. That is a ridiculous, ridiculous stat. A 1065, usually around a 10-7 runner, goes and run 11-2. There's literally no excuse for that. That's not coaching. That's not a lack of talent. That's all mental. And you can believe what you want. She doesn't need a new coach. She doesn't need a new team. She needs to see a sports therapist, a sports psychologist. Because if you can have all the talent if you want, but if you don't have it mentally, it's going to be a long, long, long day for you. But maybe I'm tripping. Y'all let me know down below in the comments. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel. Until next time, I'm out.